Welcome everybody. Now, as we see hundreds of students around us and then so many more who are preparing for the IITs or the UPSC or whatever, something that we do realize often is that there's a sense of tiredness, there's a sense of exhaustion and an absolute sense of something, the kind of tiredness and exhaustion that leads to depression also sometimes. Now, there's this concept of burnout. Now, what a burnout really is basically when you're overworked or when you're tiring yourself too much by putting consistent efforts on a particular thing and tiring yourself out, working day in and day night, maybe sometimes keeping 15 hours a day, not sleeping enough, not eating on time, eventually you're going to burn out. And that is going to be really, really heavy on your body. Now, imagine working 15 hours a day. Imagine not having enough time for sleep. Imagine not being able to work really hard on your physical fitness. And all of this eventually is going to lead to a lot of stress, because when you're working for so long, there's also a lot of stress involved. This is a very, very disastrous scenario for all of us. Now, whenever I look at Virat Kohli, I feel like Virat Kohli is on the cusp of, he's at that point where he's ready to break down, and he does have some kind of a burnout. This is something a lot of experts will tell you about him. Now let us understand the Virat Kohli story. Virat Kohli, like any other cricketer in the world, must have started really, really young, 4 years old, 5 years old, when his father has given him his first bat and he started playing. From that to now, for 34 years of your life, every single day you're tiring your body to be physically fit, because you have to remember that outdoor sports require unbelievable amount of physical fitness. Of course, he was the one who revolutionized Indian cricket fitness. So there's fitness involved, you're tiring yourself in the gym. Then he was captain for a while, so there's a whole pressure. And then you are the Virat Kohli. You have 1.3 billion people waiting to wanting to see you hit a century every single match of your life. You get into the field, people expect you to create some kind of a miracle. This is a lot of pressure to live up to. Now, Virat Kohli might be somebody who's far, far away from us and might be this hero, but you also have to realize that all of us are also going through the same kind of pressure. Now, for somebody, where we are coming from, a lot of the times, even from 6th class, you're asking them to prepare for the IIT, which is very, very scary. Right? You're not giving them foundation, you're not giving them skills, you're not building some kind of a confidence in them. All you're trying to do is giving them the exact way in order to crack a particular examination, which is brutal for them. And in that way, there is something that I've realized about this whole scenario is that burnout. A lot of the times whenever I see UPSC aspirants, I feel like they forget sleep, they forget eating on time, they do not realize the importance of actually that is the way their productivity is going to increase. Having that walk every single day for those 30 minutes, eating your meals on time, sleeping for a good 8 hours is actually not wasting time away from your studies, but it's actually going to give you a lot more strength to study harder, and it's going to give you a lot more productivity. Now, at the end of the day, all we're craving for is productivity. Now, for productivity and increasing productivity, I have three sort of mantras. One, get into some kind of a physical regime. When I say physical regime, walking is also physical regime. Now, a lot of modern day issues, PCOD, thyroid, a lot of them will tell you are the reasons because of a sedentary lifestyle, because most of us are on our desk jobs, sitting in front of a laptop or a computer, and we are just sitting there the whole day, or you're either watching content. And because of lockdown, all of us must have gained a lot of weight, eaten a lot of junk food, and we've just not had the time to physically involve ourselves into something or the other. Now, that is something very, very important for us. Now, for somebody who is into sports or is as competitively playing as, say, a Virat Kohli, I feel like time to time you should know to just stop. This is a moment where I can't exhaust my body beyond this, I need to stop. And telling yourself to stop And knowing when to stop is also a winner quality, because only then you will not burn out and only then you can have a long career. If you ever observe, all of these successful people who have really long careers, they have always taken breaks and they've beautifully capitalized on their breaks. For a Shah Rukh Khan to come out to take a break, or for somebody like a Rajamouli to take a 4 years to make a film, all of them are making sure that they're giving it the time, their effort, their hard work, and they're not rushing into anything. Well, unfortunately for somebody like Virat Kohli, it's not possible because he can't be playing cricket for 50 years of his life. There's a certain amount of time. Only then his body is going to permit him. So what it does to him, and what it does to a lot of the cricketers like him, it gives you extra pressure on your body, and that will lead to injuries. That might lead to a other kind of fatigue. Now, fatigue is something which is very, very dangerous. Now, if one figures out why are the aeroplane accidents happening, and we've heard way too many of them in the last couple of months alone. There have been way too many air crashes and airline accidents. And that tells you a story. What is actually happening? If you read the airplane investigation reports, accident investigation reports, you will realize that the single biggest reason why these pilots are making mistakes is only because of fatigue. Imagine the pressure on a pilot who's taking you upstairs on air, and he's going to be responsible for his own life but also 200 more people. And a lot of the times you are expecting the most unexpected situations. You can run out of fuel, you might hit a bird might hit you. A lot of scary stuff could happen. And that stress level is unbelievably scary for any human being. So you are here experiencing a lot of these emotions where you're thinking about stress, you're thinking about overworking, you're thinking about fatigue. Now, we might not be a pilot or we might not be a Virat Kohli, but we do undergo a lot of burnout in our day-to-day lives. I think people should stop fantasizing and glorifying working 15 hours a day, not taking holidays, not being able to spend time with family, not going on vacations. These are not things to celebrate from. You're working, you have work to do, and you're working. It's a great thing. We are all craving for work, and at the end of the day, we all want to do work, and that itself is going to feed us. But knowing that, and if you do have that luxury where you're earning enough to take care of your family, go on those lunches, go on those dinners, spend some time with yourself, enjoy the rains, sit down, calm down, breathe in, breathe out. These are very, very, very important lifestyle changes. Do not overwork. You are going to burn out. Maybe a career that's going to last 40 years, you're cutting short by easily 7-8 years, just overworking. Do not burn yourself out. So I think this is an example of, I think, a great lesson for all of us and a great reminder for all of us. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of water, take your vitamins, eat good food, eat on time, then take care of yourself. And I think we underestimate how important it is to take care of ourselves. And I think something that I've tried to do with my students also is that giving them yoga, or I think by constantly reminding them and asking them questions like, are you fine, how are you doing? Or I think every person we meet, we try to understand and figure out what kind of fatigue issues they have or whatever other kind of problems they might have. So through all of these, you're trying to create a curriculum, trying to create an atmosphere where more people are able to relax. So I think if you're an employer, focus on creating a more relaxed environment. If you're an employee, focus on being more relaxed. Either ways, the two of you should definitely not overwork and learn to celebrate the little things in life. Probably that will help us to not burn out, and it can help us solve a lot of mental stress that we go through. And maybe while saying this also is some sort of an affirmation to me also. And I think on that note, I think it's great for all of us to remind ourselves this point, and I'd like to end this episode here. Thank you so much.